Welcome everyone to a possibly final King Arthur Legends video. It's been a while since I've done any content. The last video I think was actually the announcement of the game shutting down. Since then I have jumped in and jumped out. I lost access to, essentially if you're AFK for long enough, and I think I missed about a week over the Christmas period, I lost leadership of my clan, and then it kind of got passed around. I actually managed to get it back, but everyone is now inactive. We used to have 20 plus people every day. It's been a thing. It's very sad because I did really enjoy this game and I still think that it had a lot to offer. And I think there's still a couple of things that like Raid or Godforge coming could take out of it. One of those things is going to be around summonings. Essentially, I like when you pull a legendary, it gives you its unique animation. So to translate that into what I'd like in a Raid, when you're doing a 10 pull, if you pull a legendary, it will cut to the single view of when a legendary champion walks in, as opposed to just the gold lightning on the picture. I think that would be way better. And that's something that King Arthur does that I really, really enjoy for it. Now, on that note, we lost access to a whole bunch of the rate up summons. They were based around, essentially the idea was that you would pay to get them and then you would be able to use them. Let's see if I can find them here. But 128 rate up summon tickets. Now, when the new champion would be released, if you pulled 60 of these, you would essentially be guaranteed to get that new champion. Now, unlike Raid, where one copy of the champion is fine, you do want maybe like 5 copies of that in this game. So, you know, pulling one copy is fun and it's a start and you can keep working on it, but realistically you want to be getting multiple. Now, I was saving up the ones I was earning. I've never spent any money on this. I'm one of the people that are probably the reason this game is closing down, but I was saving them up for, there's some limited only rate up summon champions that we could get, such as they did Aqua, Guinevere and Remnant Merlin, which were both only through, oh, that's a bit crazy, which were both only through those rate up summons. Now, to upgrade them, which is a chivalry, you can still use the memory stones. So you only needed to get one copy of them through the rate up, and then you could still keep upgrading them for it. So it wasn't a big deal, in my opinion, personally. I didn't hate it. And if it kept them going, if that was what pushed them in the right direction, then so be it. The other thing that's kind of cool, and I wonder if this is part of the reason they started having some trouble, you can wish list 4 champions. When you pull on this selection, you are guaranteed one of these 4. It doesn't tell you which one. It's a random chance out of the 4, so 25% chance that you could get who you wanted. Now, I've updated this to champions that I'm now more likely to use. My Nika is at 9. I don't really care that much about getting it at 10. It would be nice, but it is what it is. Otherwise, it should normally tell you I've got all the champions at this point. Ain is probably fine enough for it. Brennan and Arthur are and Morgan are the 3 main ones. You know what? I will switch Ain in for Bedivere just because she does get some use as well. But essentially, I'm just going to pull all my gems and my tickets in the hopes of completing out 1 or 2 more champions as this game closes down. So I hope you enjoy all these pulls, and hopefully we get a couple of legendaries along the way. Love the animation. Like, it just looks so cool. Seeing the gold when you're about to get a legendary is just really, really cool. So, common, but here's what I'm talking about when we, it's Caliban 2, the one that I do want. When we talk about pulling in a 10 pull, it does this animation every time. It's the best way of showing that you just got a legendary. It's so much better than just a little bit of lightning around the picture. So, you know, this is my 10 pull. This is what it would normally look like in Raid. but instead we get an animation. Really, really cool. I wonder if they like boosted up the rates like heaps or something. Because look, here we go, legendary again. So maybe they have.
I do admit, it is more repulsive than frightening.
Brennan. This guy's so good for his shield. It just makes a very tanky team. Really enjoyed it. I love his design. Reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean kind of style for it. And you can see each individual one. I'll just go straight to this 10 pool for it. So let's see. Will we get another? Yeah, I feel like they've really upped the rates. Well, that's a nice thing that they've finally done for it.
The time has come to decide the master of our contract, Arthur.
I'd like to get Caliban Arthur up to 10, just because he's probably the best damage dealer. I'm sure someone else has figured out certain scenarios or that for him to be better, but in general, double pull on him. I'll go level him up with his chivalry. Chivalry, Arthur. Let's go. So that's 3 more. That takes him up to 8. So I need 2 more copies of him, and then that's done. I did send them like some tickets saying like, can you just like unlock everything for people? Like, let's go with essentially, you know, just if you're going to shut down, if you're not taking any more money, let people just do all the things that they want to do. But yeah, you can see like these are the things that you unlock by getting duplicate copies. It's different every time. And, you know, in the earlier stages, there are actually upgrades to abilities. Those ones are the important ones. These are all just stats. That'll make it a lot easier. We had Brennan as well, so we'll take him up to 5. It might give me an excuse to see this is an upgrade to his ability. Might give me an excuse to actually finish leveling them up a bit more as well. So exciting. Does it actually tell me anything about these rates? Because there's no way I was that lucky. Guaranteed after 60, 710 to get a rare or higher hero guaranteed. No. They had to have just unlocked it from the behind the scenes for sure. Let's see. No. Oh, maybe they haven't. Maybe we just had insane luck. So the sword tells you what you're going to pull. So if it's blue, then you're just pulling a rare. They don't have epics in this. If it's glowing golden, then you know that it's going to be a legendary. So you get a good idea beforehand. But no, maybe they haven't unlocked it. Maybe we just had insane luck to start this video. Blue again. We can skip. It's kind of cool seeing all the champions. If you're just watching this for the sake of watching content and not really interested in the game, it's kind of cool to see all the different characters that were available. It did definitely suffer from not being as full as Raid, for example. They released new heroes a bit too scarce. This will be blue again. Yeah. Yeah, we did. We just had insane luck at the start. Wish I had that luck more when I was playing earlier. Oh, here we go. Skipped ahead too much. Back to Brennan. Yeah, nice. Getting him up. We do want it on Arthur, though. That's where I'm looking for it. Nice, right on the last one there. Blue. So we don't want that. Blue again. Did really enjoy Turin. She was a fun, easy to build healer. I think maybe my first. Ooh, here we go. First to level 10. Or chivalry 10, I should say. What do we got? Just the one? Even like the uncommons look cool. That was the thing about this game. It's just had so much going for it. Morgan just looks so cool. I love the design on these. And there's so much depth, like I felt like I still had years of content still to play. And I know like there were whales out there who were buying all the crazy stuff and, you know, progressing super fast. But I thought in terms of free to play, there was heaps of content to keep going. And, you know, as they kept going, I thought they would build on that. Maybe the biggest issue was around the lack of advertising. And I felt like they got a lot of content creators from Raid and other games to do content, but Blue, I just felt like some of them really phoned it in. Like I saw one of the new champions, you know, a guide on him, and the person that did it, who is a really good content creator, and I'm not going to name them for the sake of trashing someone else, but the point was they showed off this hero and they didn't even finish the run they were doing. They just died very quickly because they didn't build it. They had no understanding of the mechanics or anything like that. There were some out there that were good. I think maybe like Nubs, for example, and Scratch put in a little bit of effort for it. But in general, I felt like there's a whole bunch that just, yeah, didn't give the game the love that it needed. And I thought, if that's your marketing strategy, Blue, then, you know, like that's why you're failing. Rosie is another cool rare. She does lots of bleed damage, quite useful on one of the bosses. So now we're going to be hitting the gems with the gold, so perfect. So I'll blow all of these. I did save them. You can use them for buying more summons, or you can use them towards the energy. So if you need to run more dungeons or things like that, it's certainly possible. Here's Rosie right here.
It is not just humans who repeat the same mistake.
Ah, here's Ain, or Anya, I believe it's pronounced. I'm going to say Ain because I'm uncultured and it's a weird name, but I believe it's like one of those Gaelic names or something like that. But she's quite useful to do a lot of cleansing and some counter attack mechanics and things like that. I do have a fair amount of gems. I really wish I could pull those other raid up summons. I put in a ticket asking them to convert it. They just said no. So they just sit there forever. Which is a shame. Again, if you're going to close down a game, just give people the, especially content creators, give them the ability to just do everything and put out some crazy stuff and just be like, you know, if you played this long or if you're a super wow, here we go, legendary. Just the one. All right.
The time has come to decide the master of our contract.
All right, so he's getting closer. I think we need one more for him. Let's go have a look. Chivalry. So we can do one more. That'll take him up to 9. More crit rate. 20% extra crit rate is quite big, personally. If we have a look at... actually, I'll finish doing these. So she gets more crit rate as well. It just means that you don't have to worry about investing in the stats so much, which, you know, certain stats can be quite intensive. If you need someone to be fast and damaging and, you know, survive and all that kind of stuff, it definitely mounts up. But if we have a look at... it'll be under equipment. Can have a look at these stats now. Crit rate's up to 55% for it. Crit damage, 46. And his attack speed is pretty slow at 117. So you can see I'm in a lot of 5-star gear for him. We could definitely improve that to 6-star. I was starting to get to the point of building up some 6-star gear, but I wasn't fully in that mode by the time that I kind of checked out. All right, so he still needs one. Let's keep going on these specials. Still got a fair few. So 1,500 per 10 pop, or 150 each. Blue. Should be blue again. Starting to burn through these gems now. What do we got? And it is cool, like I learnt as I was playing around that there are some strategies with some of the commons and uncommons. Oh, skipped when I shouldn't have. There's Anya, Ain. Wish he had just had a nickname that was easier to pronounce. Alright, so we need one more Arthur. We can do this. We're in blue. Kind of end up in autopilot mode when you pull this many. And it's interesting, like, people who spend thousands of dollars on these kind of games, how much enjoyment are they getting from the pulls? Like, the start of the pulls are just insane, but then, you know, once you get to this point, it's like I've seen everything. I've had a couple of legendaries. You know, how much bang for buck are you getting? Another blue. Almost through them. Here we go. Legendary. Please be Arthur. Just the one.
It is not just humans who repeat the same mistake.
Alright, so we've got Anya again. Alright, I've got a couple more left. I'm not guaranteed to get any more legendaries, but I mean, we made some progress. It's just, I would like Caliban Arthur to be the one that I could get all the way. And we're done. So I won't bother doing the single pulls for it, but that's still pretty good. So we end up pretty decent here. Got 2 9s, just short of the magical 10. But we did get 2 more for her. Short on gold, that's why I can't do it. I'll be running some of the Gorgos ones. Actually, I'll just put it on just for the end of the video. Got Power Up and Burning Land, Gorgos. I think it's a cool fight anyway for it. Alright, so I am back. Unfortunately, at the end of that video, my recording studio did crash. In saying that, I was able to recover the video, so I think it's all fine. Please leave a comment, let me know how it actually went in the end. But in short, that's probably my final King Arthur video. I might get some time to squeeze in 1 or 2 guides on just some content, not to help people, but just to remember some of the fun I had, that kind of thing. But if you can leave a comment, I hope you enjoyed the recording, and yeah, bit sad that it's going. I hope they bring it back.